Squid fishing is so much fun, and I'm going to show you with under $50 how you can get yourself set up with a beginner setup that'll catch you off any pier. Let's go check it out. Squid fishing is so much fun, and not just a family activity, but a fun way to pass time in this transitional fall to winter weather. It's a chance to get some yummy calamari. Who doesn't love that? As well as just something fun to go do. I truly do enjoy this. And I want to show you guys this because it's become so popular, but there's a lot of people that want to know how to get started. Okay, even in our own polls that we pulled, people want to know how to do it. So, if you got 50 bucks, come join me. We're going to get this to happen. So the first thing that we need to do is run down to the store, and it's Walmart that we're going to do. Now, you could have already rods that may make this work. We're getting something specialized enough that'll help you out. Your trout rods could catch some. Your salmon rods could as well. But there's an ideal specialized squid rod, and that's about the 8 to 9 foot length. Something that has a sensitive tip, faster action rod is preferred. Usually those cost more money though. So why not go something super sensitive, but in the budget range? For $15, check this out. The Silver Streak over at Walmart, it's a $15 fly rod. It's an 8 foot, 5 to 6 weight, 3-piece. Fits in a nice little tube like this. It's actually really nice setup for this beginner squid rod. Okay, we're going to go through setting this all up. And you know what? If you guys stay tuned to the end of this video, I'm going to give this whole setup away to one of my subscribers. So you're going to want to look and stay tuned. But $15 fly rod, really cool. But you also need something else. Obviously a reel. Now, if you have your own reel that you prefer, you're already ahead of the game. But again, baseline of somebody brand new to this, never done this before, I gotta help you set up on this, right? So I got a $15 spinning reel from Walmart as well. It's nothing fancy, and you don't need any fancy kind of reel. Honestly, this is something that you're just pitching jigs out and dropping them. You do not need anything super overly fancy. So this $15 reel is probably just fine because of two reasons. One, it's budget, right? We're at $30 total right now. Really gotta like that. But secondly, it's already spooled up with 12-pound test line. That is a preferred line weight for pier fishing. You don't really want to go too much heavier. 12-pound does the job just about every single time. So I was excited to find this. Should be at your guys' local Walmart as well. Now, you're going to need to go to store number 2. And you need to go down to the local dollar store and get yourself either a little bucket, if you don't already have one, but this inside basket liner, okay? This is a $1.25, the $1.25 store, which is no longer the Dollar Tree, right? But this is super key. Now, the reason for this is because it sits inside of your bucket. When you get your squid and you start catching them, they will ink and they will squirt water out that they have inside of them, and it'll fill up the bucket. Now, when you weigh your squid in Puget Sound, you get 10 pounds. You do not want to be weighing a bucket full of water. Not going to be accurate. So you can take this outside of your bucket and just have your squid only, and you can get your accurate weight. So it's really helpful to clean your squid. It's really helpful to keep them cleaned off, not so much goop and mess. And you can just dump the bucket out. But this is a must, truly. And for $1.25, shoot, we're at $32. We'll call it $33, okay? $17 left. Now, what do you need? Jigs, okay? Jigs are the next thing. Now, I don't recommend you buy store-bought because of the cost. At the store, they're $10, $13, $15 on some of these. I don't believe that you need a $15 squid jig to catch fish, because aside from what I make my own, there are some amazing jig makers that are successful because of what the ones they make, and they're at our local piers. You can go down to your local pier with 20 bucks and go get 4 jigs. You could even potentially get more. I don't know exactly how the going rate is, but jigs like these, okay, this is one of the ones that I make. They got them down at the piers. So why not take our remaining $17 and we can go down to the pier and buy 3 jigs for $5, okay? You might be able to strike a deal up, but I know Joe's got some jigs down there in Edmonds, and there's some other jig makers. But you guys could go get 3 jigs and still have $2 left over, okay? And that's our $50 budget. But you need a bottom jig that weighs anywhere between a ½ ounce to an ounce. So if we're going to pick 3 jigs, I would do, as a beginner, a ½ ounce and a 1 ounce, and then I'd add an unweighted top jig. So that way you can cover different scenarios and you can set yourself up. Now the reasoning for the different weights are based on the tide. Most time, this is a 1 ounce right here that I make. That's going to get the job done just about every time during the parts of the tide that are a little bit harder, right? You got a little more tide movement. The squid may be down closer to the bottom. You need a little bit of a jig that can do so. Now, what about a double rig setup? Is it needed? No, as a beginner, it's not. Truly, it's not. But to cover all bases, it does really help, because there are times when you can get not only double the squid, but you can get really, really dialed in. Something that I've learned through a lot of the help around in our local Facebook pages as well is an oversized corky or some kind of a float. And then here is an example of the double rig. So you got a small, either light weighted or unweighted top jig, and then you got your bottom jig. Okay, this one's a 5/8 ounce. That one's a 3/4 ounce that I make right there. And it does the job. Now, what is this, you say? It is a plastic stir straw. Okay, your little coffee straws, right? I just happen to have a blue one from something, but you can cut these up like so. You put that on your line and you have a little bobber stop below that. And what this does is it allows for you to have a double rig that doesn't hang up on itself, okay? It spaces out the jig so that this doesn't hang up. You can see there. I'll back it up. So as this goes through the water, you're basically jigging this up and down. So your jig's going to come up and flutter down, but this creates like a spreader bar that this can't wrap around itself. I do it this way. It doesn't have to mean everybody does. I put a dual lock snap right there on the bottom of every jig on my top ones, because they all have that cool little wire loop, just like that. So you can add weight to your jigs. Let's say you only get a ½ ounce, but you have an extra little cannonball weight. You could add weight to your jig to make it an ounce. There's ways to do this. That's so amazing part of the squid fishing, is it truly is up to you as an angler to kind of create your own fun. I've had more fun learning how to squid fish off the pier, and especially my last trip out, to really get the basics down. Because it's no longer just go out there and blindly squid cast and do all these things. There's a little bit of an art to it. And having a rod that has the sensitivity behind it can really make the difference to you. So I'll show you what I did my last outing. I watched a gentleman clean house. He was the only person consistently in the same spot every single time getting a squid or 2. No one else was getting anything. So I watched him for probably 10 minutes to see what exactly he's doing. Squid fishing is an observation component, whether it's where do I start? Are they catching them down there? Should I move? It's all about figuring out what people are doing around you. Colors, sizes of jigs is so important. But then how deep are they letting them sink? A lot of times you'll see guys flip it out, maybe 15 feet out in front of them. You let the bail open, one entire rod length of line, then you close the bail. Then you get the line tight, not reeling, and just let that jig pendulum swing back down in front of you. You can slowly twitch it every once in a while. I like myself to let it pendulum swing with a couple little hops in between. The swing with the sensitive rod, you'll feel that squid bump it. When they bump or you feel the line jump, lift up, there's your squid. Now you get that to the point of getting the jig in front of you, and you can be slowly jigging it up and down. I've done times where they want super aggressive. They're just like any other fish in the ocean, to the point that let them tell you the cadence that they want as you jig. Sometimes you can try with the jig erratic, making it super movie, but they may not be into that. You may find, as I did my last time, they wanted that jig almost sitting still. They all glow in the dark. They like that. I would just feel the slightest tick and bump and just moving that jig, because they're coming up underneath this jig and just boop, grabbing it like this, and all I'm feeling is them jumping the line. If I was sitting there trying to jerk and do too much, I'd never feel it. So I just almost sat and let it sit there, not moving at all. And what do you know? This is the kind of stuff was happening. So the baseline of you can get away with $50 out the door of a rod, a reel, your jigs, and a basket to put everything in, and you're squid fishing. That's it. So you tell me below if you guys have ever squid fished before. And if you want to get a giveaway for this setup, okay, we'll give away a full squid starting setup. The rod, the reel, and the basket, and I'll tie up a couple jigs for you. I'll rig this all up. Now, to enter this giveaway, let's get this video to 100 likes by the end of the week. Let's also have you like the video, subscribe, and comment what squid video you want to see next. I got a lot of fun content coming, all sorts of different species. I'm wrapping in the squid fishing because it's starting to get good. So you guys want to get out and enjoy this? See if you can win your own setup. And we'll catch you on the water. Fish on!